All right, so we have a new section here starting with number 14, and the directions say use the rules of exponents to simplify the expression. Write the answer with positive exponents. Assume that all variables represent positive real numbers. So we've been given x to the 1/5 and times x to the 4/5. Well, if you watched the previous video, or if you recall from, and I think it was test 2, and I may be wrong about that, but it was a test that we took earlier in the semester where we were introduced to exponents. We learned that when we're multiplying like bases, and in this case our base is x, when you're multiplying like bases, excuse me, we have to add the exponents, don't we? So in this case we have 1/5 plus 4/5. And this one's actually set up pretty nicely for us because you'll recall that when we add and subtract fractions, we need a common denominator. And in this case, we already have a common denominator, so the work is done for us. We can go ahead and move that common denominator over, and that gives us permission to go ahead and perform the indicated operation with our numerator. So we have 1 plus 4, which of course gives us 5. 5/5 can be reduced, right? 5/5 is just simply 1. So when we add our fractions, our rational exponents here, we end up with 1. So the final answer, well, when we multiply, x times x is going to be x, but our new exponent is 1. And when our exponent is 1, we don't really have to write that, right? We can go ahead and leave it off. It's kind of similar to saying, same thing as saying 1x, right? We don't really have to write that 1. It's kind of understood that if there's no coefficient here, it's just an x. Well, same thing here. If there's no indicated exponent, it's understood to be a 1. So our final answer is simply x. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at number 15.